Going on, guys? Alex here, and in this video I'm going to do an end of week review. Okay, so finally got the mic to work. By the way, past couple of videos sound was off, but we figured it out, so hopefully this sounds much better. And in this end of week review, I'm going to go over my numbers. So as I've shown in different videos previously within the creative real estate investing space, tracking your numbers is huge. It allows you to be more predictable and consistent. And at the end of the day, how do you know if you're making progress, right? You can't manage what you can't measure. So by measuring, you're able to manage whatever progress, tweak whatever needs to be tweaked so that you can eventually hit whatever goals that you have for yourself. All right. So this was the previous week for me. And this number here represents, I'm going to go over what each one of these numbers represent, and then in future videos we won't have to do that. So this number here means total connections, or I mean total conversations I had for the week. And each conversation for me lasts about, on average, about 15 minutes, give or take. If they're settable, if there's someone who I can put on a closer's calendar because they're qualified, it's more like 20 to 25. If they're not settable, it's more like 8 to 10. So that's why on average about 15. This here is the amount of sets I had for the week. So basically, anytime I put a prospect on a closer's calendar because I think they're a good fit and because I think they're here for the right reasons, then they go on the closer's calendar, and then it's the closer's role to enroll them into the program, assuming they are a good fit. All right, so I did 13 this week, and the consults are closer calls. So anytime I book someone on a closer's calendar, then they either have the option to show up or not show up, of course, right? Some people no-show. I've gotten really good at preventing no-shows. So 17 people showed up on a closer's. Basically, there were 17 calls for me on closers' calendars. Okay, this here's a number of offers. Not everyone turns out to be a good fit, whether it's because of financial reasons, whether it's because of timing reasons, whether because it's motivational reasons. Not everyone gets an offer to enroll into our program. So the higher this number, the closer this number is to consults, then the better. All right. But a common misconception is to think that everyone should receive an offer. That's not true. I'll probably go over that in a different video. This here is the number of closes, the actual closed sets that I had for the week. And each closed set to me equates to $350. So that's how much I'm compensated for it. So if I'll let you do the math. And then this number here represents the percentage of set to close. All right, so 5 divided by 13, that represents, so again, so in this case, if I put 5 people on a closer's calendar, then more than 3 of them are going to close. This isn't a really high number here. It doesn't always happen. You can see here previous week was 23, which is still good. Generally speaking, 1 out of every 5 is a good set to close. This week I just had an anomaly, which is a good thing. This here is consult to set. So consult to, sometimes I have to remind myself, because I only started doing this like a few weeks ago. Right there, started doing this here. But anyways, so consult to set is basically when whenever I set someone, whether they show up to the consult, right? So generally speaking, I'm very good with this now, because you can see here last week was 95%. There was only 1 person that didn't show up, which is a no-show. And then this week, the way the numbers worked out, it's even over 100%. All right, and then consult to offer is basically whenever a consult occurs, how often are they getting an offer? Right, and you can see here, it's basically this number here, 14 divided by 17. So about 82% of the time, they're going to get an offer, which is good. All right. Now, I don't take these numbers here for verbatim, right, on the weekly, but I do look at them closely on the monthly. All right. And then what I do is I look at my last 4 weeks in June. Next week is going to be the last week for me in July. And I'm going to track the numbers, see how they compare to the other. And then I put them all together and I see, generally speaking, where my numbers are at. And then what I can do is project the next quarter, once the quarter's up, and pretty accurately dictate whatever I want my goals to be and what my numbers need to be and how many conversations I need to have. All right. Hope that makes sense. So we went over that. This here is consult to close. So how often someone has a consult and then when they close. Not really. I just figured I'd add in there because there's space, but I don't really need to. It's not really crucial to know that. This here is offer to close. So this here I like knowing because this tells me how good the closes are doing, right? Good offer to close. So they're closing at around 36%. And I generally I work with about 4 to 5 closers on our team. So this is like a cumulative number here. And this just tells me how well the closes are doing. Because generally speaking, if they receive an offer, then yeah, about 36 to 40% of the time they should be closing. This here is connections to sets. So basically how many people I need to speak with in order to have a set. And it's just total conversations, sets divided by conversations. And then right here we have nurtures. So I started tracking new nurtures because not everyone that I speak to from a new lead is ready to be set. So I like tracking like people that get newly added to my pipeline and my follow-up. All right, so these are the numbers that I track. That's a overview as far as what they mean. And as you can see, this week I closed 5. All right, so the 2 key numbers here are sets and closes. And yeah, I guess that's really all I wanted to share. Last week I also closed 5, and here's my end of week review. So I always project for the month, and then I have a month to date numbers where I'm at month to date. This was this week. I projected 17 and 4. I hit 13 and 5, and then I have details as to why I either missed it or why I hit it. Okay, so that's basically how you review the week. And in future videos, I'm going to go into more detail, perhaps, as to why or why not I hit whatever I projected, and really so you guys can get an understanding as far as where I'm at in the journey. And hopefully this is helpful for you. All right, this is actual results and reviews, which I'm sure not everyone shows you who's putting content out there with inbound closing or anything really sales related. So let me know if this helps. Let me know if you want me to put out certain videos out there, and we'll just go from there. So thanks for watching.